in the heart of Lagos, where glass towers touched the clouds and cars sparkled brighter than the sun. Vanessa Miller believed she ruled the world. She was young, rich, and soon to be married to one of the most eligible bachelors in the city, Daniel Obasai, heir to the Obasai conglomerate. Vanessa had everything: designer dresses, diamonds that gleamed like stars, an attitude that could silence a room. But beneath her flawless makeup and shining smile lived a pride that blinded her to everything that truly mattered. And today, life was about to teach her a lesson she would never forget. "Good morning, Ma," a calm voice greeted as the car door opened. The driver, a young man in a plain white shirt and faded trousers, stood respectfully, lowering his eyes. He was new. His name, he said, was Tund. Vanessa barely looked at him. "You're late," she snapped, sliding into the back seat. "I'm sorry, Ma," Tund replied softly. "Traffic was—" "Excuses," she cut in sharply. "If you can't manage traffic, maybe you should drive a Kiki instead of a Lexus." Tund said nothing. He simply started the engine and drove off, his eyes steady on the road ahead. As they moved through the city, Vanessa scrolled through her phone, complaining on call to her friend. "Daniel keeps saying money doesn't define people," she scoffed. "But tell me, Sophie, how can I respect someone who doesn't even have a car?" She laughed, glancing at Tund in the rear-view mirror. "Just look at my driver. He probably earns less than the price of my lipstick." Tund's lips tightened slightly, but his voice remained calm. "Ma, sometimes it's not what a man owns, but what owns him." Vanessa frowned. "Did I ask for philosophy?" "Just drive and keep quiet." The car stopped in front of Diamond Vale Bridal. As Vanessa stepped out, her heels clicked sharply on the tiles. "Wait here," she ordered. "And please, try not to scare the customers with your humble look." Inside the boutique, she twirled in front of mirrors, admiring herself in the glittering gown. She was perfection, or so she thought. But while she preened, Tund sat quietly in the car, watching through the glass, noting every word, every gesture. The next morning, Tund was early. He opened the door again with a small smile. "Good morning, Ma." This time, Vanessa ignored him completely. "Take me to the flower shop," she said curtly. As they drove, her phone rang. It was Daniel. Her voice softened instantly. "Oh, sweetheart. Yes, I'm on my way to finalize the arrangements." She smiled into the phone, her tone dripping with sweetness. But when the call ended, the sweetness vanished. "Don't drive so slow. You think I have a whole day?" Tund adjusted the mirror. "Sorry, Ma." Vanessa sighed loudly. "You drivers are all the same. No ambition. Just drive and eat crumbs." For 2 days, she continued the same, mocking him, commanding him, treating him like dust beneath her heels. But Tund never reacted. He smiled politely, opened her door, and drove carefully. Sometimes, at traffic lights, he'd quietly help an old woman cross the road or give a beggar a bottle of water. Vanessa would roll her eyes. "Why waste time on people like that?" she'd mutter. And Tund would answer softly, "Because kindness never delays a journey, Ma. It blesses it." She laughed. "You and your poor man's wisdom." It was a wedding rehearsal. The mansion buzzed with decorators and photographers. Vanessa arrived in a glittering gold dress, barking orders at the workers. "Move the flowers." "Not there. Are you all blind?" Tund parked the car and quietly carried some boxes to help the decorators. But Vanessa's sharp voice cut through the air. "Hey, that's not your job. Don't touch the decorations. You'll ruin them with your dirty hands." Everyone fell silent. Tund slowly set the box down, his eyes calm. "Yes, Ma," he said quietly. But from the balcony above, Daniel's mother, Madame Obasai, had seen everything. That night, Daniel called Vanessa. "Babe, tomorrow before the wedding, I want you to come with me to meet my brother. He's been away for a while, and he'll be joining the ceremony." Vanessa smiled. "Of course, love. I'll make a good impression." Her tone was confident. She had no idea what awaited her. The next morning, she wore her best outfit, red dress, gold heels, shining jewelry. As she walked toward the mansion gates, a familiar figure stepped out of a black SUV. It was Tund, her driver. She frowned. "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be." Before she could finish, Daniel's voice came from behind. "Vanessa, I see you've already met my brother." Her heart stopped. "You're your brother?" she stammered. Daniel smiled proudly. "Yes, my elder brother, Tund Obasai. He's been handling some of our family businesses undercover. He wanted to meet you personally, so he decided to take a humble job for a few days just to see how you treat people." Vanessa's face turned pale. Her lipstick suddenly felt too bright, her heels too heavy. The room seemed to spin as Daniel turned toward Tund. So, brother, what do you think of her? Tund's eyes met hers, calm, steady, the same way he had looked at her through the rearview mirror. She's beautiful, Daniel, he said softly. But beauty without kindness is like perfume on a wound. It hides the pain but never heals it. Gasps echoed in the room. Daniel's smile faded. He looked at Vanessa, confused, hurt. What does he mean? Tund handed him a small notebook. Inside, he had written things she said, the insults, the arrogance. Daniel's hands trembled as he read. Vanessa tried to speak, tears forming. Daniel, I didn't know. But he stepped back. You didn't know he was my brother, or you didn't know humility? Her voice broke. Please, I was stressed. Tund interrupted gently. Stress doesn't create pride, Ma. It reveals it. The wedding was called off. Vanessa left the mansion that evening with nothing but the sound of her own footsteps echoing behind her. Weeks later, she started volunteering at a charity home, quietly helping those she once mocked. And one afternoon, as she served food to the poor, a familiar car drove past. Inside sat Tund and Daniel. She bowed her head ashamed, but Tund smiled softly through the window. In that moment, Vanessa understood the truth. Money may buy cars, rings, and dresses, but character is the true wealth that no bank can hold. So the next time you meet someone you think is beneath you, remember this. Life has its own way of taking the wheel, and sometimes the ride you give becomes a lesson you receive.